Hey guys, welcome to the channel. If you love tech and useful tips, hit subscribe. Let's jump in.
The question of how long to beat Hollow Knight is one many aspiring adventurers into Hallownest ask, and the answer, like the game itself, is wonderfully expansive and dependent on your playstyle. For most players aiming to simply experience the core narrative and reach one of the main endings, you're looking at an average playtime of approximately 30 to 40 hours. This involves navigating the sprawling map, defeating essential bosses like the Watcher Knights and the Hollow Knight, and uncovering enough of the story to understand the tragic beauty of Hallownest. However, this estimate assumes a reasonable pace, perhaps a bit of getting lost, and some basic exploration without diving deep into every secret corner. If you're a player who enjoys a more direct approach, perhaps even using a guide for navigation or boss strategies, you might shave a few hours off that estimate, potentially finishing closer to 25 to 30 hours. Conversely, if you're prone to getting thoroughly lost, meticulously exploring every nook and cranny, or struggling with some of the more challenging boss encounters, your main story playtime could easily stretch towards the 50-hour mark. Moving beyond just the main story, if you're aiming for a more complete experience, delving into a significant portion of the optional content, collecting many of the charms, defeating numerous optional bosses like the Soul Tyrant or the White Defender, and exploring most of the hidden areas, your playtime will naturally increase. For this main story plus extras category, which often involves achieving around 70 to 90% completion, players typically report spending between 60 to 80 hours. This is where the game truly opens up, offering incredibly rewarding side quests and challenges that deepen the lore and test your combat prowess. The inclusion of the Grimm Troupe DLC content for those seeking additional bosses and charm upgrades will also contribute significantly to this extended playtime, adding another layer of challenge and exploration. For the true completionists, those aiming for the coveted 112% completion status, which includes all DLC content, every charm, every boss, all dream bosses, and conquering the challenging pantheons of Godhome, the journey is significantly longer and more demanding. Achieving 112% typically requires a commitment of 100 hours or more, often stretching well beyond 120 hours for many players. This path demands mastery of combat, precise platforming, extensive exploration, and persistent attempts at some of the game's toughest challenges, particularly the later pantheons. Factors like your prior experience with Metroidvanias, your natural skill level, and your willingness to experiment with different charm builds will heavily influence how quickly you reach this ultimate goal. Using online resources or detailed guides can certainly streamline the process, but the sheer volume of content and the difficulty of certain challenges mean it's still a substantial time investment. Ultimately, Hollow Knight is a game that rewards patience and exploration. While speedrunners can finish the game in mere hours, that's an extreme outlier and not indicative of a typical first-time playthrough. Your personal journey through Hallownest will be unique, shaped by your curiosity, skill, and desire to uncover its many secrets. Whether you spend 30 hours or 130, the experience is unforgettable. Thank you for watching, and if you found this helpful, please consider liking this video and subscribing for more gaming insights.